foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be an example of how the law of the Heavenly Father is perfect, and it's set up to prevent wickedness, This individual, I'm going to play the video of this woman going into a story about her father and her mother. And you're going to see how this relates to the law in Leviticus, the 20th chapter. And I'm going to play this video real quick so you, Akim, can see it. Just get straight to the point.
Day forward, I vowed that my father shot my mom in the back. My father shot my mom in the back for infidelity. So from that day forward, I vowed that I would never cheat on my partner.
That's deep. That's deep.
He could have killed my mom.
Right.
Yeah.
But
he was enraged. He's like, I do all this. My mom, when I tell you her closet used to be crazy. My mom, her designer was crazy. My daddy took care of her. So for him to find out about infidelity,
yeah.
And my dad he was in the Navy. He was in the Army.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it was just probably one of those situations where she just needed some.
She just needs some what, nigga?
Because
that nigga was probably trying to justify that bitch.
My father shot
that nigga was probably trying to justify the mother because you niggas are just weak. You niggas, that's why we're tired of you niggas. You Jakes, black culture is a very gynocentric culture. It's a very matriarchal culture. And this is why you were destroyed. I just want to say that because I know that dude was about to justify the mother and her adultery. I don't give a shit if he went to the Navy for 30 years. She ain't supposed to cheat. Okay? Fucking
my father shot my mom.
But anyways, let's listen to this again.
My father shot my mom in the back for infidelity. So from that day forward, I vowed that I would never cheat on my partner.
That's deep. That's deep.
He could have killed my mom.
Right.
Yeah.
But
he was enraged. She's like, I do all this. My mom, when I tell you her closet used to be crazy. My mom, her designer was crazy. My daddy took care of her. So for him to find out about infidelity,
yeah.
And my dad he was in the Navy. He was in the Army.
Yeah, so ultimately you see the fact that her father, she saw the rage that her father had, the vengeance that her father had in his spirit towards her mother, that is preventing her from committing adultery now, even as she's a grown woman, So this goes back to the law, Leviticus 20:10. It says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. There's not supposed to be any negotiation. There's not supposed to be any, let's give them a second chance. There's not supposed to be any of that. When it comes to the law of Moses, they're supposed to be put to death on the spot. They're supposed to be hemmed up, and they're supposed to be, okay, this and this happened, and they're supposed to be put to death that same day. All right? But that doesn't happen in this society because this is an evil society. So adultery is not a problem. Adultery is actually praised in certain instances, especially when it comes to the woman committing adultery. All right. And by the way, adultery is only when a man lays with another man's wife. That's the only definition of adultery. If a man has another wife, as long as that woman that he's dealing with does not have a husband, that's not adultery. Cheating is not in the Bible. And that is not adultery. There's no sin to a man having another wife. Okay, so you women have to get that nonsense out of your head, because the so-called black woman uses that as an excuse, especially her. She leans upon the fact that he cheated on me to do whatever wickedness, to be a whore, to leave the man. She always goes back to that, and they know that's the nature of man. They know women are not fucking that stupid. They know that is the nature of man, to have multiple women. Okay, and I could even show you in the law, in the Bible, where a man can have another woman in the law. So don't give me that, he cheated on me. No, he didn't. No, he didn't do nothing wrong. Okay? As long as he's still having sex with you, he's still, fulfilling his husband duties with you, then you have nothing to say. Okay? He's guiding you, protecting you. You have nothing to say. All right? No, this is not what I'm talking about. This is Exodus 21:10. It says, if he take him another wife, speaking about a man, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Meaning that you still have to give her, you still have to take care of her, you still have to provide, you still have to, give raiment, you still have to, have sex with her, the duties of marriage. Okay? All of that is part of the agreement. All of that is part of what you have to do. But he can have another wife if he wants. But anyways, that's the point on that. Now, going back to the adultery, that's how you remove wickedness from Israel, is executing these laws that are written in the scriptures. That's why a lot of laws, it will mention such and such, then you exact this judgment, put them to death, and thus you shall take a wickedness out of Israel. But if you're not able to exact these things, you have something called copycats, because they see there's no judgment, behind that. They see there's no reason to fear doing that in the society. Then it becomes a copycat situation. Going back to Esther, those let's go to Esther real quick. Those counselors that Xerxes had, basically, they gave him the right counsel. They gave him the correct counsel. Matter of fact, let's go down and let's see what it says in the NLT. It says, I'll start at verse 10. This is Esther 1:10. It says, on the 7th day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, he told the 7 eunuchs who attended him, Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, Abagtha, Zethar, and Karsus, to bring Queen Vashti to him with the royal crown on her head. He wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. But when they conveyed the king's order to Queen Vashti, she refused to come. This made the king furious, and he burned with anger. He immediately consulted with his wise advisors, who knew all the Persian laws and customs, for he always asked their advice. The names of these men were Karshina, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marcina, and Memucan, 7 nobles of Persia and Media. They met with the king regularly and held the highest positions in the empire. What must be done to Queen Vashti? The king demanded. What penalty does the law provide for a queen who refuses to obey the king's orders, properly sent through his eunuchs? Memucan answered the king and his nobles, Queen Vashti has wronged not only the king, but also every noble and citizen throughout your empire. Women everywhere will begin to despise their husbands when they learn that Queen Vashti has refused to appear before the king. And this is what I mean by copycats. You'll have women that copy this behavior because there's no punishment attached to it. She hasn't seen an example of punishment. That woman saw an example of punishment from her own father shooting her mother in the back, justifiably, by the way. Not to say to do it, not to do it in this. I'm not saying to do it in this society, but according to the laws of the Most High, he did nothing wrong, and she was really supposed to be put to death according to the laws of Moses. But we're not saying you could do that in the society. You cannot do that in this society. Okay. This is not a righteous place. You're in a wicked, evil place. You have to live accordingly, right? But guess what? If you're doing things like that, the Heavenly Father is going to kill you. He's going to destroy you. Okay? You're not going to make it. You're not of the elect. Okay? If you're in that adulterous spirit. Technically, when you deal with the technicalities of it, we're technically adulterers, right? Because any woman that you deal with, has had a man in the past. Absolutely. There's no way to get around that. If you're dealing with a woman, you're committing adultery technically. This is how wicked and evil this world is. And it's not willingly. We don't want it to be that way. We would rather, if all the women that we dealt with were virgins, they never dealt with a man before, but that's not the case. Okay, we're living in a wicked society. The woman you're dealing with died 50, 60, who knows how much men before you, But, we're not going to deal with a woman that says, oh, yeah, I have a boyfriend. We're not going to go and, okay, yeah, I'm going to still sleep with her still, she got a fat ass. No, we're going to, say, okay, abort mission. Never mind. All right. So, that's how we rehearse the righteous acts in this time, because we're living in a different condition, right? But you got niggas that I don't care. I don't care if she got a man. He ain't treating her right. See, that's an adulterous spirit. That's a man who was in the ancient world, who was a serial adulterer, man. Right? And that dude is not going to be delivered. And you women that, you have a man and you going sleeping with this man, that man. Okay, you're whores and adulterers, man. Adulteresses. All right? You should be trying to follow the example of Judith, man. Judith was so pious and such a righteous woman that she even after her husband died, where it was lawful for her to get another husband, she never remarried. And everyone wanted that woman's hand in marriage. She was so beautiful. The scriptures speak about how beautiful she was, but she had so much integrity. She said, "Nah, I love my husband so much that I won't even deal with no other man. I respect my husband and honor my husband so much. Even as in his death, I won't deal with another man." Now that's something, bro. That's something. Okay? That's something. Right? And it says, let's read this again, verse 18. It says, "Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment. Oh no, let's read this. I was reading in the NLT, Salakia. Let's go to verse 19 in the NLT. It says, so if it please the king, we suggest that you issue a written decree, a law of the Persians and Medes that cannot be revoked. It should order the Queen Vashti be forever banished from the presence of King Xerxes, and that the king should choose another queen more worthy than she. Okay? It says, when this decree is published throughout the king's vast empire, husbands everywhere, whatever their rank, will receive proper respect from their wives. And you don't see that in this society because that's not promoted. If anything, they praise and they praise rather women that disrespect their husbands, that talk down to their husband. They praise that shit in this society. So this is a wicked, evil society. So I'm gonna play that video again because it's a great video. I just happened to come across, man.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
It was just.
I'm glad he cut off that dude, because that dude was about to show you how weak these dudes are and how ungodly these men are in the society. He was about to justify the mother for adultery, trust me. And then if it happens to him,
if you can't take a good picture, then you need this.
And then if it happens to him, he's crying, But these wicked men know not judgment,
AI app.
My father shot my mom in the back for infidelity. So from that day forward, I vowed that I would never cheat on my partner.
That's deep. That's deep.
He could have killed my mom.
Right.
Yeah.
But
he was enraged. She's like, I do all this. My mom, when I tell you her closet used to be crazy. My mom, her designer was crazy. My daddy took care of her. So for him to find out about infidelity, I mean,
yeah.
And my dad was in the Navy. He was in the Army.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it was just.
Hold on, jealousy. And he's probably locked up. That show you how wicked this society is. You're not supposed to lock a man. That's justifiable what the man did. But, this is a wicked, evil society. That's why don't do that in this society. Okay? Jealousy is the rage of a man. Right? It says, this is Proverbs 6:34. It says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of judgments, right? So he was in some blind rage where he was trying to kill the mother. Okay? And if the dude would have been there, he probably would have tried to kill the dude as well. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Yeah, you can't bribe a guy off for that. Okay? Because he's going to be extremely enraged and blinded by rage, and that's justifiable, right? That's why when someone committed adultery, they're supposed to be put to death on the spot, so they can see it as an example that boom, that this is what happens when you do this, and the women can fear and the men can fear, right? So that put fear in her heart. Now she's not. Guess what? She ain't gonna cheat. I believe her when she says she ain't gonna cheat. Because that was a traumatic experience. See, trauma is good. Trauma can be good, okay, when it comes to leading you in the right path, all right? A lot of these people, they need more trauma, right, from doing wickedness, all right? Shalom, Zaquan. Shalom. Y'all by Shem, y'all Shai by Shem, Chakodash Brakata. It's a GMS Hawaii Ba. Gabar Yahawada, the elder Gabar Yahawada. It says, I came across this video and saved it to do a video on it. How I beat you to it. I'm playing. I'm joking. But it says Jake got there first, but I'm edified. The water. I'm glad to call him. It says absolutely. It says It says, Proverbs 6:32, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Yeah, you're only doing yourself harm, because ultimately the Heavenly Father, is going to judge you anyway. When you commit adultery, that's a grave offense. That's a grave offense. That's why that's one of the things that, when you read the New Testament, that is written about them, they should remove such an individual from among the church, right? You're not supposed to be, when you commit adultery, you're supposed to be removed from the congregation. Well, that guy, Alazar, Glorilla, okay, Pegasaurus, that freak maggot with an F, all right? He was telling this one dude that was under him, oh yeah, well, you committed adultery with your best friend's wife or whatever. You stole your best friend's wife. So why is he still in the congregation? That means that you were not executing judgment, right? You don't have proper judgment, because he should have been casted out of the congregation right after you found that out, right? So if someone commits adultery with another brother's wife in this truth amongst any of the camps, he's out of there. It doesn't matter what rank he is. He's gone. Okay? He's gone, because that is a grave offense. If you're so lustful that you can't control, you're just like a horse neighing after every man's wife, and there's a scripture that says that a man that neigheth after every man's wife, you're just a demon. You're just a demon. Okay? You're not right, and you're not of the elect. Okay? So yeah, I just want to bring that out, man, because it's complete madness, man. All right, this is GMS Hawaii Ba again. It says Proverbs 33:34. It says, a wound and dishonor shall he get. Right, if this was a righteous society, he would get dishonor. But guess what? In this society, they don't even get dishonor. If anything, they get praise. They put it in rap music. Okay? So that's to show you how this society is worse than before the flood, man. It says, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Right? Yeah, Khan. And I just read that one, right? He will not spare in the day of vengeance. Right? And you can't pay him off. All right. Actually, no, that might be that's a different one, I think. And you can't pay him off either. Okay. Because there's something called blind rage. And this is, sometimes you'll see a dude come across a video and make a video and he'll be calm. Oh, just leave my house. Just leave my house. Because in this society, you can't do certain things. So you got to control yourself. And another thing about it is that a lot of these men, they already don't have any faith in these women. They already know these women are not solid. They're not exclusive. If you women want to know why men don't treat you how they used to treat you, is because you women are no longer exclusive. You women are all over social media. You got all kind of DMs. You got all kind of other men in your phone. If a man is sober-minded and he's dealing with the reality, I'm dealing with the reality of the situation. These women got all kind of other men that they keep on the side in case things don't work out with you. So right there and dead show you she's not fully invested in that relationship, and she could jump ship at any moment. This is why men do not value women like they used to. Okay? This is why they don't value men like they used to, value women like they used to. Because you women have become complete degenerate whores. Okay? To the point you just don't know what to do. And we got to blame, who we have to blame for that? We have to blame Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, for making such an out of order society. Pushing you, allowing you women to be all over social media and just to run, to travel all up and down the earth, doing doing whatever the hell you want to do. In the ancient world, there was boundaries placed upon women, which there always should be boundaries placed upon women, because you're subject to Satan in this world. The only time you won't be subject to Satan, and that's dealing with our women only, the Israelite woman, is when we're in the kingdom. That's when you're going to have the new bodies. That's when we're not going to have to worry about adultery. Adultery won't even be in our mind because our women will never commit adultery. We'll know that. Right? Our woman could do whatever. We could go wherever, and we're not going to worry about it because, first of all, they're going to be protected by the spirit of Yahweh, the spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and they're not going to be committing any adultery, man. The Most High Spirit will be amongst us. So that's going to be a beautiful time. See, in this day and age now, you can't put your faith in these women. Are you crazy? Anyways, let's see. The elder said Salak for the typo. No, it's all good. It's all good. It says she said her father did everything for her mother, right? And it set him off. Yeah, especially when you do everything for the woman, which he was probably in a simp type spirit to her, because Jake gets simpy for these women, right? But then he saw that how she repaid him, man. And that's how they repay men that really are in love with them. How they repay them, especially in this society, is they move. They're not interested in them no more. Like this one black woman said, I just watched a video. She said, "You know what? The thing is, it's not that I'm not attracted to this guy anymore. It's not that he's not attractive to me physically. It's that I'm not attracted to men that treat me well. So these women have demons on them, man. These women they're just not right, man. It's not right, bro." It says, this is Sirach 25 and 20. That's why you got to focus on your purpose and don't focus on women. This is Sirach 25 and 25. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. She ain't supposed to be walking up and down the street in fucking a mini skirt at 2 in the fucking morning, man. That's Western culture. That's Edomite out of order culture. To go into clubs and bars and all kind of shit. At all times of the night. Nah, but hey, that's this society. Anyways, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. And that's why the scriptures say that it's Babylon is like a place, where there's a place without order, where, a place of darkness without order. This place is a dark place, man. With that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. I'll say shalom.